Well, folks, Election Day is here, and as many of you are prepared to head out and cast your ballot, there are a few pointers to keep in mind. Ivory Hecker will be live at different polling locations every half hour. Right now, we go to her at Brooklyn United Methodist Church in West Columbia. Good morning, Ivory.
Good morning, Janet. Well, all is quiet here so far as polls don't open until 7 this morning. But in about a half hour, poll workers are going to show up. They're going to be doing their last checks of these voting machines you see behind me and making sure that everything is squared away for Election Day. Friendy, it's pretty quiet out here so far this morning, and the polls don't open for another hour. But there's already about 6 people outside Capitol Senior Center waiting to be the first to vote. Now, if you are heading out this morning to the polls, make sure you have one of 3 forms of identification with you, either a South Carolina driver's license, voter registration card, or South Carolina ID card issued by the DMV. You have to have one of those in order to vote. I'm with Johnny May Bostig, the poll clerk. Now, what are you guys doing to set up this morning?
We're getting the machines ready for voting by 7.
And what is your tip for people coming in this morning?
Please have patience with us. We don't know how the lines are going to be. Just have patience with us.
All right. Patience is right. Now, you will have 12 hours. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So be prepared for long lines. It's about 5 minutes until polls officially open here at Reformation Lutheran Church. And guess what? There's already about 50 people lined up, as you can see behind me. They go way down past through the parking lot. Now, if you are planning on heading out to vote today, make sure that you have one of 3 forms of ID with you. Either have a South Carolina driver's license, voter registration card, or a South Carolina ID card issued by the DMV. You have to have one of those in order to cast that vote. Also, be prepared for long lines. Polls just opened here at Reformation Lutheran Church at 7 this morning, and already before the doors opened, there were 70 people lined up. Tons of them are already inside. More people still driving up as we speak. The best time to avoid the lines are between 10 and 12 this morning, and then 2 and 4 this afternoon. Those will be the shortest lines for you. And if you're voting in Richland County, in addition to the officials you're going to be electing, there will be 3 other ballot questions. So look out for those 2. 2 of the questions are regarding the penny sales tax, and then there's another question about the amendment to the state constitution. Check out this line here at Richland Northeast High School. I counted around 200 people inside and outside who have been waiting in line all this morning to vote. 2 of the voters right here, Herman and Aaron. How long have you guys been standing in line?
Probably only about 30 minutes, maybe.
Really?
Not too long. Yeah.
It has been moving pretty fast since we've been here. Now, you were talking about trying to get your son out here to vote. Why do you think it's important to vote?
Well, you know, our ancestors had to fight for the right to vote, being black and being female for me. And, you know, it's just important to go ahead and use that power. That's the one thing that we have to help decide this election and make history. So, you know, that's why I always come out and vote. My boys know they better get their butts up and get out there and vote. My husband.
I agree. It's a very critical time for our nation. It's for its freedom. And I like to say to everybody, you know, no matter who wins, we still that's just the way of our country.
All right, thanks very much, Herman and Aaron. And if you guys are heading out to vote this morning or later on today, polls are open until 7 tonight, but you're going to have to remember to bring one of 3 forms of ID, either your South Carolina driver's license, a voter registration card, or a South Carolina ID issued to you by the DMV. And if you don't know your voting location, you can go to our website, midlandsconnect.com, and click on any of our election stories, and you will be directed through a link there to your location to vote. But I'm out here at Richland Northeast High School. Polls open till 7 tonight. Be sure to get out your vote. Ivory Hecker, Watch Fox News. Back to you, Janet.
Thank you so much, Ivory. As you can see, folks, people lining up this morning. Don't let anything stop you from heading out to those polls. And as Ivory mentioned, we do have a complete election coverage on our website, midlandsconnect.com.